constituency is the largest constituency in Ghana in terms of population and in terms of land size. Did you know that? Did you also know that the NPP since 1992 has never won a seat here in this constituency? The question we ask is, will this change in this 2024 elections? We don't know, but that's why we are here to interact with residents to find out from them the key issues that will inform their vote come December 2024. Come with me as we explore this.
With me, the issues that will inform my vote are, you know, within last 2 years, our current president, which is His Excellency Nanado, he came to this town and he told us he would like to build a hospital because we don't have hospital. Since 1992 that Rollins came to construct the clinic, we only have clinic. So we have health issues in terms of maybe when somebody gets maybe a big time injury, they just have to transfer the person to, what's the name, Tema. You understand me? And that's also a big issue. So day in, day out, we've been having deaths, which I think maybe if like we would have had the hospital being constructed, like we wouldn't be encountering all these problems. Before I vote, we need proper roads, and maybe we want to see our hospital functioning perfectly. Yeah, and also with our education system, I think the government is not helping the youth a lot, because most of the times we get a good student after writing their exams and they pass, they don't get opportunities, like maybe in terms of financial aid, they don't get. So maybe, let me say, those students, they find it very, very difficult to get to the top there. And also, as you are saying, you can see they are playing football. We have many talents. We have many talent that for the past years, this town, they have wasted. The youth have wasted a lot. If they were to invest in those talents, I think right now most of them would have been at the top there. So, on my conclusion for these two parties, what I want them to do for us before they get our vote is what I outlined. Being it proper roads, our hospital being working perfectly, and also helping the young ones with their talents to reach the top there.
The key issue here, it's about our roads. If you take a car from Kpone here to Kpone, if you get to Kpone, everybody will know you are coming from Kpone, because the dust on the road is fucking bad. And it seems nobody seems to care about it. And two, our water supply is very bad. The water comes and like a week or two and it goes off. It will come like in 3 weeks' time before the water comes. And three, our health sector, that's the Kpone center there. It seems the place is very small. The wards are very small. If the road is fixed well, and our water supply too, it's good, and the health sector is good, then we can vote for those who in authority. If they have that manifesto within the two parties, then I can choose where or who to vote for.
The dust, we are suffering. Actually, we are suffering. And you know what I can say is that because everybody knows that this constituency is for the NDC, because the majority they vote for NDC. And we've been here, and another MP will come without doing anything. So I think for now, we the youth here, we need somebody. We need a vibrant person. We need somebody who is very young.
There is free education. We know that is good. But look at the young people. When they complete, I think, school, what are they coming to do? They've been going to here, they've been loitering around, smoking weed.
Talking about youth unemployment, for Kpone Katamanso, we have this industrial area that is helping us more. But with the constituents, getting the job is very tough.
here is the 64 Battalion Parliament for the Youth here in the Katamanso Constituency. I have some of them here to share with us the key issues that will determine where their vote would go. Give us your name and tell us the issues that you are looking out for going into the 2024 elections.
Okay, my name is Nathaniel Provenza. A lot know me to be Nisoja. First of all, I would like to thank you guys for this opportunity that you've given us. As you can see, a lot of youth are here and then most of them are not working. Most of them are very talented, especially when it comes to football. You understand? We have a lot of talents here, but we don't have pitches here. One, we don't have better pitches here. Two, our roads are very bad. It's been the ages. Our roads are very bad. We've talked about it, and then nothing is being done. And then also, the unemployment is very bad here. We have more than 60 companies here, but the salary is very low. So imagine you have a wife, 2 kids, and then you are being paid 600 Ghana cedis a month. How are you going to cope with these things? So going into 2024 elections, if the candidates come and they don't tell us anything better, we're not going to vote. Okay. Seriously. Okay. So how do you want them to address issues, for instance, youth unemployment? What are you looking out for among the party, especially the 2 big parties, the NPP and the NDC? What are you expecting them to capture in their manifesto to inform your vote? Okay, so we were looking at they combining or having an agreement with the companies so that when they need people to work for them, then you give us a slot. But it's not done like that. You understand? And then when you go, you don't get. And then we have the companies on our land, but when you go there, you don't get the job. It's very, very bad. Okay, so for you, it's not about NPP and DC, it's about the issues. It's about the issues. Okay. So that is concerned. Let me try and see if I can speak to another person here to see what he also makes of the situation. So give us your name and tell us your concern. You look like a footballer, are you?
Yeah, I'm a great talented footballer, but I'm still here. As usual, the town, we have nothing. We have big names out there, but nothing. If you come here, you can't see anything, nothing. Big companies here, big industries, but we are here.
So going into the 2024 election, what are you expecting the 2 political parties to do about the plight of the youth in the Katamanso constituency?
So for the parties, we tell them that this time around, we are not joking because we are not voting, no. Because we can't just be fools like that. It's been a couple of times they have been doing this thing. This time around, you can see we post red banners in and we are not voting, yes.
We, the youth, we want to tell them that we don't like those promises without any achievement. Especially our water problem is a big issue. The road network is a big issue. When you come to education sector, the children are just there. We don't have good classrooms. Now we have a problem on the, our hospital. We don't have the general hospital here. We are having only polyclinic. And when you go there, there's some little issues or medical things that they can solve. They can solve it, but they will tell you, go to general hospital. Now, what we are expecting is that, especially the MPs, they are the people, when we vote for them, they are the people coming to us. Good. And the ministers and the MCs. So we are appealing to them that this year, we know it's a campaign time, or yes, election time. But our idea is whatever they are coming to tell us, we are not supporting that they will come and tell us their plan, but they should come to us so that we will tell them the problem, the challenges we are facing.
This is the Kpone main.
And that was what happened at Kpone Katamanso. Interestingly, the residents are saying they are not voting this year. And they also said that they will not be swayed by any financial inducements whatsoever because they are looking to see tangible improvements in their livelihoods. It's been 32 years since the NDC has been reigning, not just winning the presidential, but the parliamentary seats as well. So 6 consecutive election years, NDC has won. NPP has never won in Kpone Katamanso. Now, today I have seated with me this morning the incumbent MP for Kpone Katamanso, Joseph Akwete, and yeah, I was going to say a little bit more, but then, you know, good morning to you, Joseph. How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you okay? I'm doing well. I'm awesomely well. Yes. And seated to his left is the aspiring MP who is representing the New Patriotic Party, William Ofosu Asante. Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. Now, some residents of Kpone Katamanso have spoken. And it looks like there are so many things that they are lacking. It's been years where it looks like they've not seen any proper improvement. One of the main challenges that they have is the fact that they keep on having constant irregular flow of water, so there's water shortage. Not just that, their roads are very terrible. Now, I want to come to you, Joseph, first, since you are the incumbent MP. First off, whose responsibility is it to make sure that all these amenities take place?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I heard you saying that NDC has been on the seat for 32 years.
Yes, 32 years.
And it's like all the blame is being put on NDC.
Yes.
But to link this to the question you ask, when we talk about development, it's about a particular party or government in power. Yes, as MP, we have our roles that we are supposed to play when it comes to development, but we are limited. But it is a particular government in power that we are looking up to, because they control all the resources.
Right.
So NDC has been in power for 6 years as a government. Yes. 16 years. NPP has also been in power for 16 years. So that's how the discussion.
A fair share.
Yes, that is how the discussion should go.
Okay.
So that we know NDC 16 years what they did, and NPP 16 years what they did. Then we can be doing a very good comparison.
Definitely. So then if you want a fair share or a fair distribution of the fact that this party has been in power, that party has been in power. So your party had been in power for 16 years. Yes. Now let's come to what you did for Kpone Katamanso.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, when we talk about development, at our local level, it's about the assembly.
Okay.
So Kpone Katamanso, we were under TMA. I was then assembly member at TMA before we moved to Kpone.
Okay.
So when we moved to Kpone, a new district was created for Kpone Katamanso by the NDC government then, 2012. I used to tell you the love or the concern NDC has for the people of Kpone Katamanso, because we wanted to see development. When we were under Tema, all the rules, good rules, were centered in Tema. We were neglected. So we were all hoping that, coming in of the new district assembly, there will be development. So yes, NDC, since 2012 to 2016, we did some of the development. If I take education, we gave the people of Kpone Katamanso E-Block.
Okay.
We started secondary school, another secondary school at Katamanso, and teacher training at Katamanso. But after 2016, it was not continued. We built schools, one at Milichakpo, Niogli, that's school block, Katamanso, Sediasi, in fact, across the whole...
When you say schools, that's in senior
school
high
blocks,
school?
no, I mean...
For basic
schools.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Across, scattered. If you come to healthcare, we also build some CHIPS compounds and health centers across Katamanso, Sediasi, Bichile, and other areas. When it comes to road too, we constructed some of the roads.
Okay.
For example, Zenu to Oyibi Road. Saki to Michel Camp.
Okay.
Now, these are some of the things that we did, hoping that when this government comes to power, they will continue some of the projects. For example, there's a road from Kpone to Michel Camp. We started that road from Michel Camp to a place called Adom Heba. We put asphalt.
You know, I'm not sorry to cut you, but it will be confusing to a lot of people, especially since you're the incumbent MP, that would it not be your responsibility then to make sure that certain things, to lobby for all the necessary things to be done, all these necessary things to be done?
That's a good point. You know, before I came, this is my 4th year, this is my first term. So 4 years now. So when I came, I realized that most of our roads, for example, have been awarded.
To contractors?
Yes, most of our major roads that have problems have been awarded to contractors. So I started to follow up. In fact, I got some of the contractors' phone numbers and I called. But when you call, they will tell you, oh, next week, I will move to site. Next month, I'll move to sites. So, you know, I realized that what is going on, if I don't take further steps, the people will just deceive me. So I decided to file questions on the floor of Parliament so that when the ministers come, they will tell us what the true story is. So I was lucky the Speaker also admitted some of the questions. So I asked the road minister, for example, the former road minister, questions on some of our roads. For example, there's this road that is very, it's important for the people between Kpone and Michel Camp Gates. So I asked the minister a question on that road because I've been to the assembly. They've shown me documents to show that the ministry of roads and highway have awarded. I saw the contract. And when I called the contractor, he also keeps promising me. But when the minister came on the floor of Parliament, the minister says they don't have any plan for that road. So I said, Minister, I have seen documents. So are you sure of what you are saying? He said, oh, maybe the assembly did something at their level. As for their ministry, they don't have any record. There is another road, Atadika Road. Atadika through aviation, Washington, New York to Committee 22. It's also a very important road. That one too, I asked the minister a question. And can you imagine? The minister came and he said that the contractor has used his own money to do some work on the road. But the government has failed to pay the contractor, and therefore the contractor has left site.
Do you believe the fact that it looks like continuation, like you mentioned earlier, that you were hoping that after 2016 and then you were out of power, when NPP comes into power, they will continue the projects? Doesn't it look like, okay, maybe for acknowledgement's sake, for people to be, for the government, this particular government to be lauded that I did this, I did that and all that. So maybe because of credibility and acknowledgement, they don't want to somewhat associate themselves to that.
No, this particular road I'm talking about, they awarded it 2020. The contract started work 2020. But you see, from Katamanso and beyond, going to Adan, it's like this government doesn't want to come in.
Kindly hold our thoughts then. I want to bring Asante into this. Asante, do you think that Kpone Katamanso, for the fact that NPP has never won an election over there, it looks like there's some intentionality to it being ignored?
You see, that is a, let me say a very good morning to your viewers and listeners, and thank you for the opportunity. You see, that is a palpable lie, a falsehood. Why am I saying that? I'm sure that I would have the time to speak as much as he did.
Yes.
Perfect. So I was happy when the sitting MP told us that the NDC has had its fair share of 16 years. The NPP is near its 16 years. We're not at 16 yet. We're at 15 and 3/4. To be fair. And when you do the comparison, granted that we have both had our share of 16, then what that brings to the table is that it is not really the issue of the central government, because you have had 16 years, you didn't do much. We have also had 16 years. The constituency has not seen much. Then we should be looking at the local leadership, who has been at the helm of affairs. Because if you're talking about, you see, there is a system, the way the Ghanaian political landscape works or operates, where the MP has become like the advocate, the lead advocate for everything good in the constituency. So if you have had the NDC occupying the seat for 32 years, you would require that they would take up the issue of advocacy. And what have we seen? Nothing, zero. But let's suffice to say that, you know, I'm coming. Let me hold on a second. So he talked about some roads that he says were done.
Yeah.
We can't sit on a national television with international coverage and churn out lies. I have lived in that place for all my life, almost 40 years. You say the Calypso Road was asphalted. Go down there and ask residents when they saw asphalt on that road.
You didn't allow me to end.
I'm sorry, but that road was never asphalted.
If you had allowed me to end, you would have
the layer of quota on that road is nothing to write home about. And that is how come it's... Go and look at the road if you can find an inch of gravel on it. If you say the road was asphalted. If it was asphalted, what is supposed to be the lifespan of an asphalt road? It's supposed to be 25 years. So NPP has been in power for 7 years and all the road is gone, totally gone, and you say you did it. But far from it, let's go down to you saying the NPP has neglected Kpone Katamanso. You heard what he listed. Let me go ahead and tell you what the NPP has done.
Okay, yeah.
Agenda 111, the new hospital that has been constructed, fully finished. In Kpone, is constructed.
The 40-bed capacity?
Yes, it's done.
Okay.
The toll road is not under construction. It's not the NPP that is doing that. The motorway run flyover, the phase 1, is phase 2 not almost done. Major connecting road, the motorway down to Aflao is under construction. Yes, it has halted, but the president has assured the contractors should be moving to site pretty soon. Look at the investment, the quantum of investment that the NPP has invested. The Agenda 111 has been done. The toll road is under construction. It's almost done. The Aflao stretch, multiple lanes, about 8 lanes or so, under construction. Then from the same motor runabout through to Akosombo, it's also under construction. We are dualizing. We started from the far back, coming to town. Then you look at there from Dodowa Adenta Road through OEB, multiple lanes under construction.
Asante, sorry to catch you. Let me take you back to the hospital. So it is recorded that Kpone Katamanso is the largest constituency amongst the 275 constituencies. Yes. And I remember that in 2020, when the president cut sword for the hospital to commence work, the main concern of the chief was the fact that 40-bed capacity hospital would not be enough for that, because they are not just large in land size, they are also large in population. And looking at the constituency lens, the interview where residents were interviewed, one of their concerns was the fact that the hospitals, even majority of the time since it started operating, they are still referred to the general hospital in Tema. So at the end of the day, what the chief wanted in 2020 was there to be like 2- or 3-story building hospital, just like in Tema they have. So is there any plan whatsoever to do something about that? Because it looks like that is not enough for the residents.
So that's a very good observation. So how about the government that has done something at least, compared to the government that is seeking to come back but didn't do anything? Okay. So you need $100,000. I say I don't have enough because we're sharing for 275 constituencies and I give you $40,000. Wouldn't you rather say thank you and ask for more? Would you rather say that it's not enough, so we should go demolish it? If the NDC had put up that hospital and had provided an ambulance, maybe we would have done the extra. Affordable house with it. I was even talking about the roads I was not done. Yeah. Having done the major access roads, then we've introduced DRIP, the District Road Improvement Project. Our machines are coming in, and we'll be tackling the inner roads. So if this government, which has committed so much in terms of the volume of resources committed to the constituency, you say we are neglected, then we ask you, what did you do? And you are telling us you built chip compound. Chip compound that I can even build with my own money. Please, let's elevate the politics. You mentioned it rightly, that Kpone Katamanso is the biggest constituency in the whole of Ghana. Yeah. And we're talking about a government that has sunk millions of dollars in terms of investment, compared to your government that has enjoyed the vote for 32 years, but didn't even give us up to $1 million investment. And you say that we have been neglected. The NPP has neglected Kpone Katamanso. Where is that coming from? How infantile can the argument be that you say the government that has constructed all these multiple lanes, brought in drip, brought in an ambulance, built the hospital for you, you say that government has rather neglected you? I can't get it. And maybe you should help us understand this, because it doesn't really add up.
Okay. It looks like, Joseph, it looks like, to some extent, when it comes to your role as an MP, your hands are tied to some extent. Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is. And the roads is mentioned.
Okay.
They are not Kpone Katamanso specific. They are Aflao Road. It's a road from Temaran about to towards Aflao. It just passes through the constituency. So you can't use it as
But I thought you said that the stretch has been neglected.
No,
yet
that's
you are
not what
putting
I
the
mean.
road.
I am talking about, I'm talking about Akosomo Road that it talks about. It runs through the constituency.
But it's not the government that is doing it.
No, we are talking about Kpone Katamanso. Now, let me come back to the road that he's saying it was not asphalted. We started from Misekam Gate towards Bumbaria. We did asphalt up to a place called Adom Heba. But because there was a bridge that we needed to construct, we wanted the bridge to actually dry up before we continue with the asphalt. So we did first coat. But when they came...
That's the layer he was saying.
No.
There's nothing about.
We did first coat. But when they came, they allowed the first coat to go back. But the one that we did, the asphalt, is still there, that anybody can see. You see, when I say that we've been neglected, you should take it and understand. There's no major road or any road in Kpone Katamanso, these people, when they came, they have even touched. There's another road from Zenu to Oyibi. We did asphalt up to Katamanso. When they came, they also left from Katamanso to Oyibi to go back. When I asked the minister, you know what he told me? What? He said 95% of the work complete. Meanwhile, when you go to the ground, nothing. The roads are bad. He's aware.
I want to get back to you saying, you admitting to your hands being tied in all of this. How then do you have, how then do you gather the courage, if that's how I should put it, to still stand before Ghanaians and promise them that if, when voted into power, this and this is what you're going to do for them?
You know one thing, as I said, development comes through governments. So the NPP governments have shown that they don't have Kpone Katamanso interest at heart. So my party, NDC, is the one we are looking up to. To come and do the needful. Look, in our time, we bought grader for the assembly to be grading our roads. So once a while, you see our roads being graded. But these people came to power, they ran the machine down. That is why most of our roads are bad. And I'm happy to state that NDC in our manifesto, we have what we call Big Push. That is $10 million fund that we are going to establish that will help us develop our various areas. The assembly has all the resources. Ask him, our roads. He's talking about DRIP. Do you know how DRIP came about? In Parliament, do you know how it came about?
As if it was a project of the NDC.
No, do you know how it came about? I am an MP. I sat in a meeting that decided on that DRIP coming.
So are you arguing that it's not an NPP project?
There's no NPP project. This one, let me tell you,
goodness.
the local government in Parliament, they initiated this thing that we are talking about.
Maybe DRIP should have been commissioned by President Mahama, and then we would understand.
Why have you waited for all this long?
But
3 months to election. Now before you think,
I get my turn to speak as much as he has spoken.
Now before you think that something should be done on our road.
People are looking for solutions, and this is what it has been done. It has started.
As I speak to you, they are distributing the machine. Ask whether Kpone Katamanso have their share.
Yes, ours have come.
So Asante, I remember that in the interview you mentioned for the Constituency Lens interview, you mentioned that in a space of 4 months you have facilitated the commencement of some projects being done in relation to roads especially. So I want you to throw some more light on that.
Okay, so since it's a discussion, I'm pretty sure that it's okay to set some things straight.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a sitting MP accusing the sector minister of falsehood, things that we don't have evidence to establish that he did really say so. You have the MP who sits on national television. I'm sorry. Can I have my 10, please? Greatest of respect.
Okay. But I say I'm lying. So these are...
Please, can I have my 10? So, you say on one breath that the government is not responsible for projects. It is the assembly. On another breath, you say assembly is not responsible. It is the NPP government that has neglected.
What is it?
This goes to establish the confusion in the head of the leadership. Because if indeed you want to represent the people, you ought to know how to navigate the waters to get us what we want. Don't forget, Ghana has not had everything that we need. And so whatever is coming, that is what we are going to share. And then we come back to, you say that DRIP is not really an NPP project. Jesus Christ. If the NDC in the 16 years had procured an ambulance, had built a hospital, and had brought in DRIP, the NPP, the resources we are committing to all the things that we have done, that chunk of resources would have been used to upgrade and to do better. You didn't do all of that, and therefore we have had to take it from the scratch. The hospital thing you were talking about, the chief was not asking for a bigger hospital. He said that let's optimize the use of the land and go up.
Yes.
Yes, so let's put it straight. He didn't say the hospital was not enough. He said, let's optimize the use of the land and go up. And don't forget, we have a polyclinic. You are adding on another hospital. We are close to Tema, where you can access all other, what do you call it?
That polyclinic.
Can we have a civil discussion?
Who built the polyclinic?
Joseph, I'll come to you.
Good. So, come back. I have demonstrated that the NPP has done so much for the constituency because we know roads open up places, true or false. So if we put in all of these roads, they are Kosovo stretch, so that, yes, we don't have, look at the stretch. Kpone Katamanso, NDC. Shai Osudoku, NDC. I think Akosoma Sojama, NDC. Yet the NPP has put in this road. And you say that we have neglected the stretch. Look at the stretch of Aflawo. Kpone Katamanso, NDC. Ningo Prampram, NDC. Sege, NDC. Ada, NDC. Yet we are doing 8 lanes. Look at Adenta, Dodoa, Adenta, NDC. Kpone Katamanso, NDC. Dodoa, Shai Osudoku, NDC. Yet we are constructing the road. And you say that we have neglected. What else do you want? And on top of it, we've brought you equipment, 8 of them. Go to the assembly. They are packed there. They are coming in. Today, I'm told the grader will come in likely. And you have all of these things pouring in because the central government is doing well.
Who facilitated all these?
I won't be surprised if he even tells me he did all of that.
So who is behind
the NPP is doing it nationally, and we are not neglecting any constituency. So in the wisdom of the leadership of this government, when they are bringing in things, when we brought in the ambulance, it was every constituency getting it, plus a buffer. When we brought in free SHS, it was everybody. When we brought in National Health Insurance Scheme, it was everybody. Now we've brought in DRIP, it is everybody. And you sit here and say that the NPP has neglected a certain constituency. Please, governance is serious business.
Right.
We cannot reduce governance to petty talk and, excuse a blame game. You are the sitting MP. By this time, we expect you that you should be accounting for what you have done in 4 years. That you sit here and you lay blame. Listen, where the world is now, if you sit back and you want to complain, you have all the reasons in the world to complain. Yet, I was born into a poor family, very poor. But I could not tell myself that, or I can't tell myself that I'm poor, so I can't make life happen. Today, I am becoming the MP of the biggest constituency in Ghana, even though I was born into a very poor home, where I couldn't pay my school fees. So if you sit here and you give all the excuses why you have failed in 4 years, then it is embarrassing that you stand as a competitor, that you should be contested, you should be voted for to become an MP again. So what if NPP wins the election, which inshallah will win? What would you come to tell us? That Kpone Katamanso should not be represented in parliament because you have not been able to work hand in hand with the sitting government. You think that life is all rosy and all good at all times? You will meet hurdles. Ability to navigate your way. That is what makes you a leader. And where we are in this 21st century, the challenges that are confronting us locally, nationally, and globally. If you don't have the requisite skills, I'm sorry, but you'll be left out. The world is not waiting for you. So I'm sorry, but the people of Kpone Katamanso, this is a disappointment. This is a failure.
Okay,
and the MP should sit up.
Joseph.
Okay,
Joseph.
yes.
So we've spoken about the roads quite a lot. I want us to come to the water shortage, okay? In the interview, Constituency Lens, you mentioned that you have secured documents for there to be drilling of boreholes in some of the communities.
Yes.
Okay, so with that in particular, how long did it have to take you? Because, I mean, your hands have been tied for a while, so...
As I can tell you, that they've come to the ground.
Okay.
They have dug 3. But the challenge we have is that they realize that the water, there's salts in the water. So they've sent the report back. So I speak to you, Kubekro, 1 is there, Adigon, and Apollonia. They went to these 3 places.
So 3?
Yes,
okay.
But there are 4. But because of the challenge, they have gone back. They are going to present their report so that they can come back and see what we can do. It has happened. I've supplied polytanks to communities. And even on this water issue, the same way I followed up in Kpone, for example. So I still have to bring in the minister on the floor of parliament. Because these people, when you deal with them, they don't tell you the truth.
So you being the incumbent MP, so the water shortage thing has been something that has been there for a very long time.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm coming to. You know, we are dealing with a difficult government.
Yeah, okay.
If you heard Akufo-Addo telling a certain section of the chiefs from Central Region, when they complain about development, you heard what he said. That because they didn't vote for their candidate, that is why it is so. If you listen to Asensu Boachi, let me finish with this one. Let me finish with this one.
Okay.
If you listen to Asensu Boachi at Ijisu by-election, he said for opposition MP to come to him and lobby for roads, that one will not happen. In fact, he said that, and see that. You listen to him. So these are the people we are dealing with. They are so difficult that, look, how come 8 good years you can't boast of 1 kilometer of a road in Kpone Katamanso? The toll road is talking about, it started 4 years, even before last election. They cancelled. The contractor has come to site more than 10 times. And they've come again, because the election 3 months, they've come to just create dust on the road. So this is how they behave.
That is unfair. Construction goes through phases. Please, put it on record.
4 years.
We are going through phases. Now we are near the asphalt, and you come here and you insult our intelligence as a people. Listen, let's take Ghanaians seriously. Go and check the road. When road construction is ongoing, don't you go through that phase?
Look,
or do you bring the asphalt and just overlay it?
Asante, I'll come to you. So, Joseph.
I'm a member of the assembly as well. So the assembly is doing some gradings. He goes around and says he's using his pocket money. We are talking about...
I was actually going to
we are talking about lobbying. We are talking about lobbying. Is this saying that his MC is dumb? Because I know the MC has followed up on some of our roads several times. I have done the same thing, including... Look, I have well represented my people on the floor of parliament.
Samoloko.
Yes.
Okay.
I have well represented my people on the floor of parliament by asking questions. If you say I'm lying, that's why I've given you this.
A copy.
Yes, the copies to read the questions and answers that the ministers gave on the questions that I asked. So, look, as an MP, yes, I have a role to play. My role is to lobby. My role is to follow up. My role is to ask the necessary questions. That's what I've asked. The common fund that come to MP is just 5% of what goes to the assembly. It's for intervention purposes. That is why, as I speak to you, I'm building chief compound in Katamanso. Chief compound in Katamanso. I have supplied polytanks to communities, to solve their water problems. Okay. Now,
about how many?
About 10.
Okay.
So far.
Okay.
There are 5 that are in the process.
Okay.
That's very soon.
So five communities have received the polytanks.
Yes.
So 5 are yet to
be they have.
Okay.
Okay. As a Social Democratic Party, I have also enrolled about 3,000 young ones under 80 years onto national health insurance for free.
Okay.
As I speak to you, 2,000 will be enrolled very soon. I have paid school fees, committed more than 400,000 in paying school fees for students in the tertiary institution. So I am doing a lot, but they should understand, even the common fund 5%, that is not in my pocket. It's at the assembly. So if I need something, I have to write to the assembly for it to go through the all processes. So MPs, we don't have resources. All resources are with the central government and the assembly. So if I have seen to it that roads have been awarded, everything has been done, what is left for the government to release money for the contractor to do their work, and it has refused to do it. What else can I do? Look at the Aflau Road that he's talking about. They came to site a long time ago.
So it seems that there's nothing more you can do if funds are not being released for the.
Yes, what can you do? Yours is to follow up. So what I do is to
doing the
keep following up,
but it's still not working.
Not working. And people think that I don't make noise. Who makes noise more than some judge? Or let's say a black one.
Some even think that you don't speak in Parliament.
But these are the evidence.
Right.
That I've shown you.
1 in 4 years.
Which one is the 1 in 4 years? Do you know how Parliament works?
I'm sorry, but this is 1 in 4 years.
You don't think Parliament, you just come, you have to at least study. Parliament, the more you stay in Parliament, the more you learn, the more you have the opportunity to present issues. For example, Parliament works mostly based on committees. If you go to committee meeting and I share my ideas, when we come to the floor, when there's time for to debate budget, let's give names of who the people that will debate. They give the name to the speaker. So the speaker will mention one from here, one from the other side. That's how we do it. So don't think that Parliament...
hold that thought. Elia Asante, I asked you a question in relation to what you said in the interview about you not even being an MP yet, but you facilitated quite a number of things. So I want you to throw some more light on that, and now ask you a follow-up.
Very good. So if you see that contractors are moving to site for the old projects, it only means that somebody has started talking. I'm happy that on one breath he says that the Assembly has done nothing. Let me correct this on set. I have never gone anywhere to say that I'm using my personal money to construct roads.
It is all over. It is all over.
What I'm saying is that there are things. Urban Roads came to do some grading because we made the necessary concerns heard by the people at the Hub of Affairs. Yet he drove in there saying that it's not his government. His hands are tied. Yet he drove in there to the committee to tell them that he is part of the Assembly. That's why he's taking credit for the road reshaping. How petty can we be? Listen, we have an MP for the 600,000 people of Kpone Katamanso. And then you tell me that a cosmopolitan constituency like Kpone Katamanso, with all the challenges, diverse forms, and then the MP's achievement is that you are buying polytanks, which we have in our homes. That's what you are doing for our constituency. You see, it's not just about throwing issues out there. If you talk about things tangible that you have done, give us the evidence. When you came around, you can go around and see the borehole he says he has constructed. I use a borehole in my house. That is also a national achievement. I have a polytank in my house, national achievement. Let's take the people seriously. They need better representation. Then you say that, what do you call it? You pay school fees of people with, what do you call it? What the common fund you receive can do so much for the people in terms of little things like bridges, like, what do you call it? Reshaping of road. You can do so much. But because we cannot account for it, you tell me that you've paid school fees and road people to National Health Insurance Scheme. The National Health Insurance Scheme that you and your people worked out of Parliament. Now you are saying on national TV that you are proud that you have enrolled 3,000 people onto the scheme that you say was a scam.
Regardless.
Pretty soon, he will tell us that even the free SHS. Hold on. Can I have my take? Greatest of respect, MP, let's be civil, for goodness sake.
Okay.
Very soon, he will tell us that even the free SHS, he buys the people to school. That's where we are headed. Let me tell you this. The job at hand is a serious one. The reason why I put up myself for this election is not because I'm applying for a job. It's because I was born in the constituency. I lived in the constituency. I've had all my life lived it in the constituency. And I understand the challenges, the predicaments of our people, youth unemployment, lack of development, lack of basic amenities, lack of leadership. Because for the nature of the constituency, leadership is everything. Because if you can mobilize the people, we are able to do so much for ourselves because we have the topmost of the elite communities in our constituency. We have, of course, all the levels in the constituency. So what you need to do is to leverage on the potentials and the resources that are within the constituency. Okay. And that is what we call leadership. Okay. But we are not electing you to come and give us a reason why you cannot do the job. These problems, these issues, when you were contesting, NPP was in power, knowing that you cannot work with an incumbent government. You didn't even, please let me land. He had all the time. He didn't even have the chance to what do you call it? Now you are saying we should vote for you again. NPP will win the election.
Coming to power.
NPP will win the election.
NPP
and when you come,
is coming to power
our problems will compound.
Asante,
you can't work with a government that is in power.
If we don't take care, we'll not be able to consume more than we have to consume.
Please, then give me fair time like you do give him, okay?
Some few minutes to go. But the question that I want to pose to the both of you right now is, have you liaised with the residents of Kpone Katamanso? Have you let them know? Have they told you personally exactly what their woes and challenges are? I have Judith joining us on phone right now. Hi, Judith. If you can hear me, good morning to you. Okay, Judith, hi. Can you unmute? Can you hear me? Judith, unfortunately, we can't hear you. So if you can unmute so we can get talking. All right, so we'll come to Judith again. So now let me just, Joseph, answer the question, please.
The question again.
Yeah. So the question that I asked, have they personally, the residents personally told you what their woes are? Because in the video, we also saw market women having issues of shed. Yeah. They don't have enough sheds in the markets. They don't have enough drainages to, you know, to drain, especially when it rains. There's flooding here and there. They lose properties and all that. So what really has been the things that they have told you personally?
Yes, some of the things, we've discussed them already. It's the road and water. Okay. That's a major issue. And jobs.
Jobs.
See, I heard someone on the earlier video saying that we have companies in Kpone.
Yeah, over 60.
I have visited all the companies, the free zone. The companies are in our constituency. I've visited them and requested for slots so that I can also support my people. Some of them have responded, especially Zonda. There's a company called Zonda. They gave me the opportunity. I sent people there. They are working there. But some of them, too, the salaries are low. So when you send the people, they don't really keep them. They withdraw. Also, because of the challenges, economic challenges that they are faced with, they find it difficult to even employ more hands. And another area...
So the challenge is not that they are not employing the youth of Katamanso. No. They can employ, but they are facing economic challenges within the companies.
Currently.
So there are no job vacancies.
Yes, so they are not able to
And even the job vacancies, they are not paying them their work.
So when we even send some of the constituents, they come back at the salary, because of the salary, they are not able to continue. So it's not as if I've not done it. Secondly, you know, this apprenticeship training is something that I've gotten involved very, very deeply. And I support them with machines and other things so that they can also get something to do on their own. So job is something that is really, the youths are really interested in when it comes to
Indeed, even with the interview, you could tell that there's something that is on their hearts. I'll come to Asante to address that as well. Morris, who is the assemblyman of Kpone Katamanso. Hi, good morning. If you can hear me, kindly reposition your phone. Take it down a little. There's too much space from your head top. Yes, great. Thank you. And unmute so that we can talk. Hi, Morris. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. I believe you've been following the conversation so far.
Come again?
I believe you've been following the conversation.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, I want you to help us highlighting some of the dire challenges that Kpone is currently facing as the assemblyman.
Yes, prevalent among the challenges are the road networks, which are in very bad shapes for now, and water as well, sanitation as well. Now, when I became assemblyman, I realized that there's a school, TMA primary school, in my electoral area, which doesn't have a toilet facility for the pupils. And when they are pressed, they either go home or they jump to people's bushes to make themselves right. And I have to follow up to the assembly, hoping that things will change. But it has never been attended to. Currently, we have a bridge caved in my area. I wrote to the assembly. They have never come to see the situation, even assess it, let alone coming to do something about it. We are planning a very hefty and sound demonstration soon. I don't know how we got to this stage where we have to believe that the MP is supposed to be the prime developer for the constituency. I know, for me, I work with the assembly, so I know that assembly is supposed to be doing some of these things for us.
A lot of the times when the MPs, yes? When the MPs are vying for a position, they make all these promises to the electorates. And the electorates become, they anticipate all these things to happen. So why is it that now it looks like it is not the responsibility of the MP to make sure that all these things take place, but rather the government in power?
That is correct. You're right. And that is where we have to take the conversation to. Our MPs must let people know from the beginning that these are my responsibilities. And if I come to power, expect me to do A, B, C, D. And so when you come into power, people are going to judge you. They are going to judge performance based on what you have told them. But for me, it takes only a few people to know that the MP is supposed to be a lawmaker for the constituency. You understand me? And so I take the blame to the MPs who, because of
they make all these promises,
say a lot of things to the electorate, and later they all promises, and later they turn away. But I do know that responsibility for road reshaping, development, and all school things are supposed to be the job of the assembly, and that is where we are taking the conversation from. And so, yes, the MP will have a role to play, but we expect that the assembly also comes out who have the funding for development will come on to do. I don't think an MP's common fund is able to construct 1 kilometer of a road. I don't think so. Yes, and so let's look at the situation in a holistic manner, so that when we are saying our conversation, for instance, if my brother becomes an MP today, the story I don't think may change. Well, he may do something, but I don't think it may change.
But he's already doing something.
You know,
it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything.
He's already doing something. He says he's already doing something.
Yeah, you see. So, yes, that has been the trend. That has been the trend. When I was campaigning to become an assemblyman, I went to places. I did things for people to believe in me. It doesn't mean that it's going to continue. Why is he going to get the funding to do all those things when he becomes assemblyman?
Okay, Maurice, thank you so much for your time this morning. Unfortunately, this is where this is where we have to end.
Oh, but you know, the MP speak for so long, and I never got a turn.
So, just a final submission.
No, he spoke for so long, I never got my turn. Let's be fair. Let's be fair.
We will continue this conversation. So, Asante, I want you to please.
I agree. Please.
Briefly.
Okay, briefly. Yeah. I think let's put some things right. One time we had an MP who doubled as a regional minister, whose government was in power, whose government controlled the assembly.
Talking about me.
And yet, we never saw development. This was his predecessor. He was a regional minister. His government was in power. I'm sorry, hold on. His government was in power. He was a regional minister. He was the MP. They controlled the assembly, and they had the MC. Yet he didn't do nothing.
We did a lot.
Today, I have enumerated all the things we've done. Apollonia Road, where he comes from, take a look at it. Even his V8 cannot go there. And you say that you have common fund and you are using it for what? Please, can I go on? Can I make my submission? You see how uncivil we can be? When I have been very...
Please, Joseph,
for goodness sake, let me make my point.
Yes.
We talk about the people of Kpone. The market is under construction. Take a visit to Kpone. And go and see, we are doing the market. We are putting in more sheds. What do you call it? The water problem. I spoke to the...
Is that a new location or is the same old spot?
The same old spot, but behind. Yes, the construction is ongoing. Just go and look at it. Don't worry. Take your cameras there and inform viewers.
We will do
that. Simple.
We will do that.
Sanitation. Some of the problems are more of an issue of leadership. I saw in the, what do you call it, the documentary. In fact, one of the documents is on Joy News, where he was with a shovel.
Yeah.
And I said that, listen, we need to take people seriously. Okay. What we need is leadership to be able to address some of these challenges. Okay. You don't sit and wait for 4 years and come back and do this, you know.
Okay, Asante. All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, don't I have 1 minute to
Joseph,
to say something briefly
time
about
is
what
up,
said about MPs campaigning for... You see, we don't campaign on that. I'm representing a particular
No, but
party.
we can't have an MP.
In the political
we
party,
cannot have an MP giving us excuses.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm supposed to talk on those manifestos. That we will do road.
Don't worry. We would definitely...
Let's take viewers seriously. Kpone Katamanso, 600,000 lives are at stake. And we should take them seriously.
You don't understand the
Let's not put MPs who don't know their way around town.
The school fees and things time this morning, and this has been Prime Morning on Joy Prime. My name is Dua Akumia. I didn't do this alone. Rose Nefeli were here with me as well. And so thank you for the aspiring MP of Kpone Katamanso, William Ofosu Asante, and the incumbent MP for Kpone Katamanso, Joseph Akwete Tete. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time. And that's it. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.